Okay, so hi everyone. This is day 3 of our Appium class. Okay, and welcome. So today we are planning to start with uh, the object-oriented programming concepts of Java. Till now, what we covered this strings, arrays, loops, conditions, variables. These were all like the primitive programming, like what we will get. Which should be common across everywhere. But now the main object-oriented programming starts. Okay. So first is class and object. Uh, First, what is a class? Anyone has any idea like what a class and object are? Hello, am I audible?
Yep.
Okay. So do you know like what a class and object are? Okay, fine. No worries. See, uh, class is nothing but a kind of a blueprint. Okay. So whatever model or whatever concept you are trying to prepare, class will give you a blueprint like what all properties, what should be the behavior of that object like that. Okay. So when you create an object of a class, you actually bring that class alive. Okay. Just take this example of a car. So when you think of a car, what comes to your mind? That it has four wheels, it has engine, it has steering wheel and all. If you start the engine, it will move forward, put the gear and all. That way it will behave. That is common for all the classes. Okay. So when a car was invented, it was the blueprint was created that these are the things that a car must have. Okay, then only we can call it a car. The behaviors, the properties of the car, these things should be common. Okay. Now what happened? Taking the blueprint of the car, different car companies like here, I give an example, Mercedes, BMW, Audi. So what these car companies did, they brought their own versions of the car. They brought that concept of car alive through their own creations. Okay, they gave it some new behavior, some new properties. Some will have a good music system, some will have luxury leather seats. Uh, that kind of a concept they created from that idea of a car. So class is nothing but that idea. Object is how you bringing that idea to life. Okay, is this basic idea clear?
Yes.
Okay, so let me give you a quick example first. uh, okay, first let me create a package, demo, sorry, call demo dot oops. Okay, so I'm creating a new package called demo oops. Inside here, okay, I will create. So this is how I'm creating the class. Right click here, new, go to class. Okay, here I will give the name car, and here as of now I won't give this public static void main. This is not mandatory. Okay, so I finish. Okay, so now this is the idea of car that I am implementing. For example, let me give very few basic examples. String color. So this is a property of the car. Okay. String brand. Okay. This is the property. And some when I'm creating these variables, these are called properties of a class. Properties. Okay. And when I am creating a method that is the behavior of the class. Sorry, behavior. So what will the behavior? Any methods that you are creating. For example, um, dot engine. Okay, here I'm giving some example. Engine started. Okay, so this is the behavior. Taking a basic example. Now, if I may take some BMW car implementation. Okay, here what I will do, let me, okay, let me do it like this. Static void main. Okay, so what here I will do here, I will take the concept of the car, uh, BMW car is equal to, this is how I create an object. Okay, I take the data type of the car, data type of the class, that is my car. I use this new, whenever you use this new keyword, it means you are creating an object. Okay, and this is something, this one is something called constructor. I'm just coming to that after this one. Okay, just as of now, remember you use this new keyword and give a constructor called the class name with brackets. Okay, just keep it like that. So here I will write BMW car dot start engine. Right. And before that, let me take.
Vijit, I didn't understand that one. The car, BMW car is a data type?
Yes, that's what. See, I created a class of the car. This part you understood?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I am creating an object, okay, when I'm creating an object, it should have some data type. What will be the data type? That will be the class itself, car. If you remember, let me go back once more. If you remember, when I was discussing with about variables, I discussed two things. One is the primitive types. That is what we discussed here, right? Byte, short, int, long, all these things. Okay. Another one that I mentioned was reference type, which I said that I will come back later. So this is your reference type. Okay. So this BMW car is basically a reference type variable whose data type is the object, I mean the class itself, that is car.
Okay.
Okay. And how I'm initializing it? I am giving this new car part. Okay. So here I have this color and brand. BMW.color is equal to, let me take it as blue. Okay. And car dot brand. Here I will take it as BMW. Okay. So now if I run this, let me just paste this. There is a shortcut to write this, but somehow it's not working for me. Okay.
SOUT?
That is not working. Sys out. Oh, now it's working. I don't know what happened. Okay. So if I take BMW car dot brand, so what will it print me? Let me put it here for you to understand. Okay. So what happened? I gave this, I initialized this, I mean, variable. Okay. And I use this method. That method, by using this object, I can call any properties or any methods of that particular class. So that is how you can you can create all your methods and whatever in automation also. You can create all your generic methods like this, and then keep calling them by creating their objects. Okay, that this is one thing. Now, suppose I create another one. I mean another this thing, another object. Let me name it Audi. Okay, this I'm putting here. Let me just read this. I will keep as Audi. Okay, now what happened? I created two objects, one for BMW, one for Audi. Okay, now let me call this. See, I initialized the first. I initialized the variable color with blue. Then I initialized the variable color with red. Okay, but when I'm calling this variable by that object, that particular value is getting initialized. Okay, it's not like that the value is getting overwritten. What that means is when you're creating an object, Java will create a different copy of that object in the memory and keep it unique. If you are not calling that variable by that object, you won't be able to initiate, I mean, override the value. You got this point, right? What it meant?
So you mean to say like Audicor has got a different location and they will
Yes. Two objects are created in two places.
places, yeah.
One object will have color, brand, and this start engine, one copy, and
Okay.
the other object will have another copy of the same methods and variables.
Yeah.
Okay, so they won't like overlap over each other. So this is the basic concept of class and object.
So if I keep Audicor dot color is equal to blue, so two blues are created. It does
Huh,
not.
then if you call it like this and whatever you want to overwrite it, oh sorry, let me just print it.
So BMW and Audi has got different blues.
Different colors, different name and all.
Okay.
Okay, if I make this one also BMW, then obviously it both will become BMW now. Both will become BMW.
Okay.
One question, Abhijit.
Huh,
Why we have used new at both the places, both for both the objects?
that's what when you're create that's what I mentioned. When you're creating an object,
Mm-hmm.
okay, here you created one new object altogether.
Okay.
Okay, whenever you're creating an object, you always have to use this new keyword.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Okay.
If whatever I am creating object, say BMW or Audi car or anything, anywhere I'm creating a new object, I have to use the
Yes,
new.
yes, correct.
Fine.
Okay. Now let me quickly go back to my, just I will show you one diagram. See, these diagrams that I have used, this is for your own reference. Obviously now if you think about class and object, you can think from this example. It will be easy for you. Similarly, just look at this example. So what is happening when you're using the new keyword? Okay. See, we have something in Java. We have something called, this is just for your own understanding. You have something called a stack memory and you have something called a heap memory. These two memories. Okay. When, when you're creating this thing, when you're using this new car keyword, okay, immediately what Java will do in heap memory, it will create this blue object. Okay. And and place all its variables and methods in this object itself. Okay, until and unless you call that object by its variable, like that is this one, this BMW car and Audi car, you won't be able to access them. Number one. Number two, When you're creating this object, what will happen? In memory, there is a particular that address is there where this object is stored. That address will be stored in this, assigned to this car variable, that BMW or Audi. So this is your object and this is your reference variable. So whenever you go through some notes in related to Java, whenever you're talking, reading about object and classes, they will always mention one thing is an object and another thing is a reference variable. Okay, so you need to understand the difference. So tomorrow, if I make it something like this, see, sorry, if I make it something like this, Audi car is equal to BMW car. Okay, now if I call, keep it red only. Now if I call this, see what happens. See, I am calling here Audi car, the brand variable, but it is giving me BMW. Why? Because when you created this reference variable, this one was, let me just write it down. When I created, first it was Audi. Okay, this one was referring to this this object. Okay, now what I did, I have a separate this say I have a separate variable BMW. Put it here. Okay, let me put it here. BMW. Initially, this was what I had. Sorry, this would have actually gone to another method. See, initially this is what I had. I created one object called and assigned it to this Audi variable, and I created another object and I assigned it to BMW variable. Okay, till this part it was working fine. Now in line number 20, what I did, I took this Audi car, and assigned the value that was stored inside BMW, the reference, memory reference that is stored inside BMW, I assigned it to Audi car. So that means now this object is gone for me. I am assigning this value to this one. So if I call Audi car.brand, it will actually give me BMW. It will come to this object, this variable, and from here it will refer to this object. I hope this part was clear. I wanted to actually this was not needed immediately, but I wanted to mention this because this is a very important interview question. People will definitely ask you this. Okay, this is clear, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So let me comment this, otherwise it will become confused now. Oh, see, so this is the concept of class and object. We are coming to more on that. Before that, just let me tell you about static keyword. Okay, so now you understand the concept of that we have two different variables. So this is how we have the initial part. Okay, now what happens in static keyword? Basically, we use it to make a variable global. It can be a variable or a method. You can just think of it that it will be global for everyone. Okay, that means suppose in the car object, I give it something like this, static. Okay, so what will happen? Now you are using bmw.car is equal to blue, Audi car red. Okay, now if I run this, oh, I don't have this. Just a minute. Dot color, dot color. Okay, initially when it was a normal variable, it would have, oh, sorry. This is BMW, this is Audi. Okay. Huh. Initially, both had different copies of color. One was blue, one was red. Now, suppose I make it static. Okay. Now, if I run this, what happens? See what happened. It both became red. Okay. Why that happened is whenever I am declaring a variable as static. Okay. When the object is getting created, it is getting created like this. New car object with its own properties, brand, color, speed. Brand, color, speed. Okay. But as soon as I declare this color as static, okay, it will get stored. Let me show you like this. It will get stored in a different part of the heap memory. Okay, in a different part of the heap memory, and it will be common for all the for all the variables. It is a global variable. You can think of it like this. I mean, we might have heard about global variables when we are doing some basic programming, C, C++, and all. Okay, there we have heard of global variable. Global variable, it was accessible to everyone. Similarly, that global variable will be accessible to everyone, and there will be only one single copy of the color of that variable, like
So,
this.
but where this that red came from, Abhijit? Like,
No, see. That's what. I initialized. See, remember now, imagine it like this. There is only one copy of color. Okay. I am initializing it with blue.
blue. Okay.
Then I initialized it with red.
Okay, you
So,
overridden.
that value, then it got overwritten.
Okay, so what? So BMW car and Audi car both has red now. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So that is the basic concept. And that is, there are two things. One is the properties part. What if a property is static? There is another whenever a method is static. So now, if write it like this, void has wheels. Some method I'm giving. Or in sorry, has four wheels. Okay, I'm writing it like this. Now you can just call this method without any object variable, without any this object. You can call it like this. How to call it? Car dot has wheels. Okay. You now know, you don't need to have, since it is global, you actually don't need to have any, you don't need to create any object for that. You can directly call it without creating an object. If I run this, see, has four wheels got printed. You got my point, right? Whenever a variable or a method is static, you do not need to use, you do not need to create an object for that variable. Okay, you just need to use this class dot has wheels. You can directly call it.
But we have not imported, or we have not, we did not inherit, we did not do anything, right?
No, we don't need to do any inheritance or anything. That will come much later. That is different concept completely. See, I am commenting it, and if
So,
I run it now,
as both belong to the same package, we can call directly.
that part is different. I will come to that. You are like going to a different direction. I
Now,
will come to that.
how does this car identify that has wheel? I mean, to say like from this file to that file.
That's that. No, I didn't get your question.
So car, we are using car has wheels, right? This
Correct.
has. How does this BMC car knows like from that file? The
That's
car.
what. That's what. That's what. I have created. I when I have declared this method as static. Correct.
Mhm.
Huh. Now, whenever I am using this card, so immediately it will check whether it has any static variables or not, static variables or static methods or not. It will call it directly. Just see, if I put a dot here, what I can see, I can see color and has wheels. These two are like static members of the class. So these will be called directly. That's what I wanted to show you. That's what I'm showing here. When you have any static variable or static method that is stored in a different part of the heap memory, you don't need to create an object for that.
Okay.
Okay, you don't that is a global thing. You don't need to create an object. What you're talking about, that is access type, that public private, that is I will come in sometime. I hope this part is clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about it. Okay, static. And same thing. That's what I have mentioned. The diagram. S1 and S2 are your two that reference variables, and they are pointing to these yellow objects. Okay, but B in the class A and B, there are two variables. Suppose A is there. Since A is a non-static member, you will have different copies of A in the two objects. But since B is a static member, that is getting stored separately in a common shared space, which you can consider it as a SharePoint, right? You have put some file in the SharePoint and it is getting accessed by everyone. Just imagine it like that. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now let me go to the next concept, that is constructors. Methods we already covered. You understood what is method. Constructors. Okay, constructor. Let me just uncomment this. Or let me keep it commented for now. Constructor is kind of a method. This method that you created, it is kind of a method only with certain catches are there. First, when you create a constructor, you name it by the class itself. Okay, you name it by the class itself, and here, see, I am using some return type. I forgot to mention about these methods. So each and every method will have a return type. Void means it is not returning anything. Suppose it was supposed to return some value. Int return 1. Okay. That way, int float, any reference object also can be there, which you can return using this any return type. Okay. So every method will have a return type. Even if it is not returning anything, you can give it as void. Okay. Constructor, what happens is constructor is little unique amongst the methods. First is you name it by the class itself with these brackets. Okay, and you don't give it any return type. That is number one. Number two, when you are creating an object of the class, okay, this new card, this car that I gave, that was actually the constructor I'm calling. That means whenever an object is created, the constructor needs to be called. Okay, why it is needed? Because a constructor plays a special role where it initializes the different properties of the class. I hope till this part is clear. Okay. Huh. So what is the need of this? Now, as of now, you can see this class. I'm you can just write. Let me just write something. Okay. Car object created. Okay. I'm just putting it like this for the time being. Now let me give a debug point here. You remember how we discussed that how to call debug a code function F6. See, as soon as this line got executed, the car object created this, whatever was inside this constructor that got called. Okay, that means whenever you're creating an object, the constructor is getting called by default. That's why you are giving this value. Okay, now this, like any other method, like here you can give some arguments. Okay, string some value like engine name, something like that you can give to pass values. Okay, similarly in constructor also you can give it a name. Okay, how you call it? Just use brand is equal to name. Okay, here I'm giving it, let's keep it like this for the time being, and here I am just pulling it here, so I don't need to separately initialize these variables. That is the basic concept of like constructor. You use a construct to initialize the different variables uh, in a what to say in a class. Okay, now if I call it, see, my car object dot created, this car object created, if I call this bmw dot brand, bmw is getting called, audi is getting called separately. Okay, so that is the main concept of the of constructor. You use it to create the different initialize the different variables inside the class. It is not mandatory to initialize everything. If there are suppose 10 variables, you can initialize 5, 6, or if you can leave it. You don't need to initialize anything. It's like that. I hope this part is clear. Okay, perfect. So that is about constructors. Huh. So now always remember the class has three different components. That is a variable, a constructor, and methods. These three are the main three components. There are a lot of other things, but let's not dive very deep into those. Then, as I mentioned, it will take me 1 month. Okay, so there are the main three components. Uh, then comes this package and import. This is simple. Package, so you understood now. These folders that we are creating, these are called packages. Okay, basically the thing is like you are saving two files with the same name. How you do it? You keep it in two different folders. That same concept comes to package also. You just create two different packages so that the two Java files, these Java files having same name do not clash. Okay, that's the basic concept of package. And import. See, import, what happens? Uh, Let me, here I don't have any. Okay, let me call like this. Suppose I want to, my first script object is equal to new, my first script. Okay, I already had this class. Okay, this class created. Why it is not getting called? Oh, okay, everything is in the main. That's why. Okay, leave it. Let me show you here. Just give me 1 second. That yesterday, that Appium example that I showed, that is the best way to show it. See, in Appium, when we were calling different like here, when we are calling different values, I mean different classes, their methods and all. So the import part is the first statement that tells me that this Appium by, suppose where this Appium by is, I mean in which class file, in which package it is there, that you need to mention here. Okay, or generally what happens, we don't need to think about imports much, because when we are calling something, for example, uh, when I am writing this expected condition, it will tell me that which package you want to import. Okay, that is your import statement. It will automatically get added, so you don't need to call it every time. Okay, let me just show you. Let me just delete this thing. Huh. See, I think the package is getting built. Ah, for some reason, I don't know why it is not coming. I think basically here some pop-up will come that which package you want to import. That package will, I mean, it will come with that value. This error will go away at that time. That is just your normal import. When we start, we can show you how it works. Okay, so that's about package and import. Okay, now inheritance. This is very important concept now. Okay, so in inheritance, what happens? That same thing that I mentioned, that you are creating car, and you are I mean basically you are creating an idea of car, and that car is getting implemented by the different companies like Mercedes and all. They are implementing that object. Now inheritance is like bit different from that. Here you are creating an object, you are creating an idea class. From there you are like building different concepts of car. For example, this car, this is a parent class. Okay, this Mercedes is actually inheriting the idea of class and creating some own some own values, giving it some own values, and then implementing an object. Like, for example, in animal kingdom, uh, suppose the parent is there, the child, right? The child will inherit some properties of the parent, right? Same thing, like the face will be little similar, same color of hair and all. Same thing is happening here. You create one parent class and then create a child class. The child class will inherit all the idea, I mean all the properties of the parent class, and then it will have some of its own values as well. Like hair can be colored black, but it will be curly. Some of its own unique properties. Okay. You got the idea, right? Mm, am I audible?
Yeah, Vijit, you're audible.
Okay, just let me have some water. Let me know if you have any doubt. I can like rephrase myself and explain it in a different way. Okay, so inheritance. Let me show you one example of inheritance. Um, okay, so I first created the car. Okay, this is fine. Now let me create. Uh, I will just for now I will give it like this only. Okay, Toyota car. So now this is you can say this is, or let me just do it like this. Just give me 1 second. Delete. That way it will help you to understand. This dog, what will it have? Uh, Boolean as legs is equal to true, string call, it will bark. Okay. And right, uh, can walk. Can walk. I'm just giving some random examples. Okay. Now I create, that was the parent dog. Now I create puppy. Okay. This puppy will be, obviously it will be child. So when you are declaring a child class, you always use this extends the whichever parent class it has. So it has dog. So it will extend this dog class. Okay. Now, suppose it is having this, that whatever property it has, now it will have its own property also. Color is equal to yellow. Okay. Just what happened? Oh, sorry. This is string. Okay. Now if I, actually one thing, this public static void main can be, you can create a separate class and call this public static void main, or you can keep it here also. It doesn't matter. Okay. This is something like starting point. So it will be always unique. And why it is unique? Because of this static keyword only. Okay, this is like a global method. I can create it anywhere. Okay, so puppy is equal to puppy. So here, see. So this puppy, it has all the methods that I have declared in the dog class. Can walk, has legs, plus it has its own properties as well, color. Okay. So if I call this can walk, okay, so the puppy can walk. And if you call one of its own properties, that is puppy.color, that will also be available. So it inherited whatever it has in the parent class, plus it added some of its own properties as well. Okay, so this is the basic concept of inheritance. Is that clear?
One question, Abhijit. So,
Haha.
suppose we had a class dog. If we have multiple classes, then how will we using the extend keyword? Can we use
Acha.
one?
Good question. See, there are different types of inheritances that are happening. The one that I showed you, that is a single inheritance where a single class is getting inherited. Okay. Then there is something called multiple inheritance where you can mention some other class like this, but in Java, multiple inheritance is not possible. Okay. So you cannot extend more than one class. That is fixed rule. In some object-oriented languages like C++ and all, you do have this multiple inheritance, but in Java, you don't have. So you cannot extend more than one class. Okay. And third one is multi-level. Hierarchical, I exactly don't know. I have never seen it in Java, but multi-level is there. Multi-level, what happens? You create, suppose, another class, animal. Okay. So this animal becomes our superclass. Extends animal. So and first animal, then dog, then puppy. So that multi-level thing, that is called multi-level inheritance. So these are the two types of inheritance you can do, single and multi-level. Is that clear?
Yeah. Can you show that once again? Huh, just keep it here. So, for example, we have done multi-level inheritance over here. First, we inherited animal, and then we inherited dog in the
Hmm.
puppy file.
Correct.
Now, I want to have this question like, can I write public class again in the same one and inherit something else?
This public class.
The public class dog extends animal. This one you have written, right?
Ha ha ha
For extension, for extending.
ha.
Can I write one more line in the same paragraph and mention like public class dog extends? There is some other class like BMW car. Can we extend that?
Like this you are telling.
No, in the same paragraph. First one only.
Okay,
First,
okay.
yeah,
Okay, I understood. Inside here you are
this
telling.
one. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
See, that you can do, but that is something called a inner class nested class.
Okay,
That
got it.
is different. Okay.
Okay, okay, got it.
So that will basically be a member of the dog class only. Okay. So
Okay,
and that cannot that can be public, but it will inherit all the values of animal itself, I would say.
okay, got it, got it.
That is different concept. Okay, so that's about um this thing. I hope this inheritance part is clear now. Okay.
Yes, from me.
Yeah, okay. Others, I actually am not seeing who is talking. So just let me know what others are thinking. Saujanya, Satish, I think Abhinay, you were talking, right?
Yes, Abhijit.
Yeah, clear, Abhijit.
Okay,
Yes, it
perfect.
is clear.
Okay. See, this what is done. Next comes access type. Access type, I need some time to explain all these things. So access type, I will do it next day. I will just quickly go over this overloading and overriding part. Okay. So this actually, see, this concept that we are learning, overloading and overriding, this means polymorphism. I mean, if you might have heard about these concepts in OOPS. First is inheritance, then is abstraction, then encapsulation, then polymorphism. Okay, so inheritance we did. You now know what is inheritance. Next comes polymorphism. Okay, polymorphism, what it means is having the same name but different forms. Okay. Uh, how to define? Like you can use the same name, a method with the same name, but it will have different copies of different forms of the method. Let me just give you an example, then you will understand. Right now, I'm not thinking of anything. See, let me go back to our car object. Okay, here I created a method called start engine. Okay, first I'm starting with this overloading method part. Huh. I have this method. I can create another copy of the same method. Okay, but right now it is giving me error, that duplicate method. But if I give string car name, this is absolutely valid. Okay, and this is something called method overloading. What that means is I can create multiple methods of the same name, but then arguments, the number of arguments it can have, like I can create another method, car name, suppose int wheels count. Okay, so different and same name, different forms of that method. Okay, here started for car, engine started for car with 4 wheels. Just giving it as of now anything. Okay, so different same name, different forms, and you can at the same time call them separately. Audi car dot c. All three are coming. You can give s s1000 some name, s or s class, sorry, s class and 4 wheels. Okay, so it will call both the methods now separately. Okay, engine started for car with 4 wheels. So that is the basic. So the rules of overloading is that you have to have different number of arguments and different, like it can be like this also. Different type of the arguments. The number of arguments and the type of arguments keeps on changing. That is the basic concept of overloading. Overriding, just remove this. Okay, overriding is something similar where where multiple method names will be there with the same name. Okay, but here in this case, the number of arguments also have to be same. If there is a method called start engine, it will have another method called start engine with this argument only, string argument and one argument. That is called method overriding. But the difference where it will happen is you cannot create overriding in one class. One method should be there in the parent class and one method should be there in the child class. So suppose void, sorry, string dog name. Okay, string name, I give it some, let me just give it something like this name, Milo. Sorry, this will be void only. Yeah. So the name of the dog is Milo, and here I give it the dog name. I give it Pluto. Okay. Here what I am doing, I am using the same method and arguments are also same. Okay. But what the content of the contents of the both the methods are different. Okay, and this is called overriding. So when you have the puppy, that dog name got overwritten. Okay, that's the basic concept. So if I now call puppy dot dog name, okay, I didn't need to give any variables. Just now I'm giving it like this. See, I actually called Pluto. Correct. Now if I create dog is equal to new dog dot dog name. Let me just put some values. I'm not calling that variable, so it doesn't matter. See, when I'm creating the object by the name of the parent class, I am getting whatever I'm calling, whatever method is there in the parent class itself. But when I am calling that method by the child class, I am calling it by the name of the I'm getting the name, the child class name. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. This will get little tricky later on, so that's why I want.
So whenever we are calling with the child, the method from the child class, it will get overridden for the main
Correct,
class.
correct,
So
correct,
only Pluto will be printed.
correct.
Got
This
it.
method is overriding your this method.
Right. Got it.
Same thing will happen for variables also. No, variables is different. You can believe that is something different. Huh. This part only. Hope that part is clear now. Okay. Fine. If that is done. Uh, is it okay if we go with, and this abstraction will be little time taking. This I think it's better we cover it next tomorrow only. We don't have much, just the abstraction part, exception handling, and polymorph and this access types. And I was thinking we have something called collection framework that we will cover later while working on this uh, Appium. We will cover that. So hope that is fine.
Sure.
Okay. Now tell me, anyone has any questions from previous topic, from today's topic, anything? No, right?
No, not as of now.
Okay, fine then. Then I think we can stop the recording for today.